This is pho, the Vietnamese soup noodle dish that happens to be the only ethnic food turned American food that you have to pronounce with the original pronunciation to avoid getting called out for it. The person who corrects you when you call it pho is the same one who would tell you can't wear a qipao as a white girl because it's cultural appropriation. But this doesn't matter because literally everyone already knows about this dish. Just like everyone knows that the stores are always labeled with a number. You know, like this one, 9021 pho. This is ramen. Or wait, do I have to call it
Ramen.
Ramen is traditionally chicken broth, but again, American style, it's almost always the pork broth variation.
Ramen.
It's pretty customizable, but it almost always follows the same key ingredients. Bamboo shoots, wood ear mushrooms, bean sprouts, roasted pork, chashu, and a soft-boiled egg. The way that eggs should always be boiled. Fuck hard-boiled eggs. Sorry, that was kind of mean. I didn't mean to culturally appropriate there. Folk hard-boiled eggs. Whether it's top-quality ramen or simple top ramen, it's another ethnic food turned American classic. While people still continue to argue about the pronunciation of pho, and not argue over the pronunciation of
ramen.
There's another soup noodle dish, one that's just stuck in its place of origin, just waiting to be culturally appropriated into America. Guetiao. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if the reason that this hasn't become the next American food obsession is simply because people wouldn't be able to say it without feeling like they're gonna get canceled. Guetiao, as it's called in its origin language, or guotiao in Mandarin, is a soup noodle dish that shares some similarities to pho in that it's a beef broth base, with pieces of beef and rice noodles, but the similarities end there. While pho is a relatively sweet soup, generally served with bean sprouts, Thai basil, chilies, onions, and cilantro, guetiao is almost always served with some green vegetable, usually lettuce, roasted garlic, cuts of beef, and that's it. Chaoshan, the region of China that the dish comes from, has a reputation for quality food, because that's just what their specialty is. They don't add a lot of spices or ingredients to their food, so it has to stand on its own. The beef is the focus of the dish, so it has to be quality. Generally strips of 80% cooked beef and beef balls. Side note on the beef balls, they are not bull testicles. First time I came to China, I definitely thought they were, and it kept me from eating them for a really long time. I mean, look at this. It even bounces. I can't deny, looks a little strange. But the real issue is that they're so popular at this point that they're often manufactured rather than being made the traditional way, which also means preservatives and fillers. Slung fresh beef. Not every fresh beef come from their own ranch, including ours, which includes potato starch, chicken bouillon, MSG, and 4 preservatives. Chaoshan beef balls. First ingredient, pork. Here we go. Fresh beef balls. Let's see. Beef. Okay, good start. Pork. Chicken. Come on! This is truly the essence of the word meatball. But a real Chaoshan-style beef ball is 100% beef. Quality beef. And it's made in the most incredible way. They take the best cuts of beef, and then instead of making steaks with them, they beat the living out of them with iron rods until the proteins have just been completely destroyed, and you're left with like a beef paste. Then they're shaped and boiled. Real quality beef balls are juicy, flavorful, and not testicles. And to top it off, they're usually dipped in chili oil or Chaoshan-style sauté sauce. Roasted garlic adds a roasty, garlicky flavor to the broth. Yeah, I don't know how to talk about food. Just imagine what Anthony Bourdain would have said about it.
Something between a soup and a noodle dish, usually made with meat and vegetables. The smell of that broth can be detected down the street. Each version slightly different.
On the side, my favorite thing is puning tofu, or a fried tofu dish that comes from the city Puning. It takes the place of the fried chicken that you'd normally order with your
Ramen.
It's dipped in a delicate sauce that's literally just made of salty green onion water. And it makes such an incredible, simple flavor combination that I can't believe has not made it to America at this point. So, if guetiao is ever going to become an Americanized soup noodle dish, it's got to have a name that Americans can say without fear. So what are we calling it? Guotiao? Guediao? Guetio? None of these are going to work. We need some ideas. Now don't mind me, I'm just gonna do my Tai Chi here, you know, on the Tai Chi machine. You come up with ideas. I'll read them in the comments. Oh, come on!